once again faced with a task or faced with the reality, and I have to have the courage to face my mortality. Hello everybody, this is Sir Charles. As you can tell, my voice is totally different. This video is about having courage. I do a lot of motivational speaking, have done a lot of motivational speaking to youth and kids and high school kids and non-profits, community organizations, but here comes my challenge, and hopefully you can understand this. The reason I'm doing this is because every now and then we're faced with the true opportunity to show that we have the courage to not only talk the talk, but to walk the walk. And the first time that I was diagnosed with cancer, I decided not to respond because it was frightening, but I didn't know how I really should respond. Wasn't sure if that would trigger inside of me or affect my faith.
Then I got hit again about three, maybe 4 years later. I went to the doctor one day, and the doctor says, "Well, Mr. Cary, we've seen feel that you have cancer." And I'm thinking, oh, come on. I went through all this just to get cancer? And to make a long story short, after that episode, I didn't believe what the doctor said. I got a second opinion. And Johns Hopkins asked me about a whole bunch of symptoms. Every question they asked me, I was not going through. I felt fine except for fatigue. So I said I didn't want to do anything. I waited. And as I waited, the cancer spread throughout my body. Through my back, my vertebrae, my chest, my hip, my bicep. It was just, according to them, all over my body. But God saw things a different way, obviously. I asked questions. I got the answers to my questions. What's this thing about this chemo? Okay, how does it work? What's the side effects? They answered my questions, so I said, let's go do this. Took the chemo, never got sick, hair never fell out, and I'm still looking good. Meaning, health-wise, I don't have cancer today, ladies and gentlemen.
Paralyzed vocal cord on top of a few other issues that I'm going to address right now. Many people call me Sir Charles. My name is Sir Charles Cary Smith. To be complete, excuse me. The purpose of doing this video is because of a couple of reasons. I'm always saying that I like to help people and encourage and inspire people and things like that, and hopefully I've done that throughout the sober portion of my life, and I will continue to do that throughout the rest of my life. I'm on my way to George Washington University. I'm on my way to Georgetown University because of some health issues. It seems like I have the symptoms of jaundice, which caused my doctor to take blood tests and urine tests and all that sort of thing, and I needed to be hospitalized from his professional viewpoint. So that's why I'm going to Georgetown. I did go, was in intensive care for a couple of days, and now I'm going back because the assessment was that, one, I have a collapsed vocal cord. Okay, this is the morning of the surgery. I have not had it yet. Still waiting, and hopefully everything goes according to plan, and then they'll find out what my status is. Battery running low, so these are small increments of information building up to the whole process. The day after the surgery, throat is sore. Pretty much I'm okay, but they give me some morphine. Definitely soothed me a little bit. Challenging myself with how I feel about this whole process still. because I don't have the results yet, but it's been completed, and we'll stay tuned to the next time the doctors come by.
Fortunate. So when the doctor told me several years after being fortunate enough to get off of drugs that I was diagnosed with cancer, I was like, oh, you gotta be kidding. Just because you go to it doesn't mean you can't get through it. And I'm a living witness, a living testimony, no matter what the situation is, be it substance abuse, even with cancer. That does not mean it has to be a death sentence. You have to look and search within yourself, because there's more to you than you may really even realize.
Yes, I hear.
And if I were not able to experience it, I would not be able to share it. So when I go to many of the schools, nonprofits, community events, all around DC, Maryland, actually around the country from time to time, you know, I have a message that I try to share with these kids that they really don't realize how important it is. The you that lives inside of you, the voice that's inside of your own head, sometimes you have to learn how to listen to that voice, because everything will not always stay the same.
Yes.
In life, everything, and I mean everything, must change. And if it's okay with each and every one of you, I would like to do a song as a tribute for this event, and as a tribute to the fact that everything must change. Is that okay? Okay.
Been in the hospital several days now. Today is Wednesday. I should be getting back the information on whether or not the biopsies were benign or malignant from the chest mass and from the pancreas area. And so I'm waiting pulmonary and I think hematology and the GI to get their findings specifically from those departments. Today is January 5th, 2012, and first time in my life that I've ever been hospitalized for this period of time, for any extensive period of time beyond a day, actually. I came in here on Wednesday, was sent home, came back on Friday. Procedure was postponed, held over in intensive care for observation until Saturday. Was supposed to come back Tuesday, but I came back Monday instead, and I have been in the hospital ever since Monday. So it's just 3 straight consecutive days, 5 to 6 days overall, coming off of my vacation from work. So again, today I faced the magic of the music, and today I faced the music, and I've been eating breakfast and dinner. It's a little stress-free, but a little stressful at the same time. I don't have the liberty of going recording and writing and doing things like that I would like to do. So I'm taking it as a sign that this is what I need, and I will handle it accordingly. Okay. Back in the hospital. It's Friday the 13th, believe it or not. My first day of chemo at Georgetown University. And so far so good, I imagine. Just trying to get used to doing this all over again. Gotta stand the fight, fight the right fight. Okay, so once again, I had my first treatment yesterday, Friday the 13th. Today is Saturday the 14th, and the doctors came in to see me. They say my body's responding well thus far to both sets of chemo. You know, it's like making a food. It's a menu they have. You've got different things you can put in it to get different responses and reactions. And although I don't have the legal terms to tell you, because they are usually 12 and sometimes 14-letter words, my body's responding so far. That's just one dosage. I have another dosage today, so I will see how my body responds after that, and hopefully in a day or so I can go home, come back, talk to Dr. Chesson, and discuss additional treatment, what it consists of, how it will be applied, and go from there. For those of you that have seen this or had any interest in what was going on with me, as you can hear, my basic speaking voice is still good.
or better. Before I sounded really like, what's his name? Harry Belafonte. Yeah. Well, a little bit of that's still there. It depends on how high, what kind of pitch I'm speaking in. For instance, if I were singing, I can sing a little tiny bit now, where I couldn't sing at all before. So hopefully that's a sign of more to come, and I'll continue to keep moving in that direction. And I'm excited at the opportunity of getting my health back in order, so that I can do all the things that I do, and get back to earning my living, and just moving on in a positive way. In addition, my daughter should be here from New York. I look forward to seeing her.
Well, my granddaughter's here at the hospital with me.
I am.
And
I didn't
my
get
daughter.
my makeup ready to get my flawless look on, but
That's
I
Michelle
try.
and K2. I call her
And look at
K2. Her name is Megan.
This is Megan.
And they're here to visit me while I'm getting better. And here's my girl Sharon. Yeah.
Hope you like it since she hasn't drinking milk in so long. Since she stopped taking a bottle, she hasn't drinking any milk.
Oh, really?
Like, I give her milk with the TV. Miss Lady. Hi. And you're gonna want to eat that apple, right? Hello. I couldn't even do my hair. I was all in a rush. I'm like, Auntie Celia, I can't get no sleep in here. Alright, man.
How's your mom doing?
My mom is good. She sends all her wishes and prayers.
Okay, tell her thank you very much. I definitely appreciate it.
You know, she almost had a stroke.
When?
Okay, this is the day after my first treatment. Today is the 14th. My first treatment was yesterday, the 13th. I understand I should be getting 2 treatments, obviously yesterday and today. How do I feel? I don't know, but I sound a lot better. Hopefully that's an indication of something working or beginning to work. Trying to feel myself, listen to my body. Actually, I like my first room a lot better. If you take a look, it's some superficial. But hold on, come on in. Here comes the dietitian. Let me turn this off.
Some of the things you're going to have to do when you find that you have a serious medical situation going on, regardless of how detrimental, you're going to have to take care of your administrative business, whether it's going to your job and getting the paperwork to file for your health benefits, or to get the details of your health benefits so that you know that you're in compliance with whatever needs to be done. You just have to do these things because it's almost like ignoring the fact that you're sick. You don't want things to creep up on you and you not know what to do or how to handle it. And you don't want to be in a situation that you're too weak physically to deal with it, or mentally, and now you're turning a physical situation or compounding a physical situation with a financial situation. So doing what you need to do is the first and foremost important thing you got to do. It may seem normal or obvious, but when you're afraid to face your mortality, sometimes this is something that can easily be overlooked. Today, for myself, I had to go to the job. Felt it was important to speak to the short-term and long-term disability people, speak to the health HR people about what I was going through, and what would happen or what should happen. And the bottom line is, I got my paperwork. I'm doing the things I need to do so that I can be positioned should something take a turn for the worse, or just so that as I get through this situation, I know what's expected, and I'm able to get through it without any mistakes or any. I'm able to get through the situation without things falling apart. So you have to do these things. Take advantage of the opportunity of getting all your administrative paperwork together. Find out what you're entitled to and what you're not entitled to, and just doing the right thing. Well, I'm back from the hospital. I've had x-rays, CT scans, also known as CAT scans, PET scans, and bone marrow extractions. And Tuesday coming, which will be tomorrow, there will be a roundtable discussion amongst the gastro department, the pulmonary department, oncology department, and the, oh goodness, there's another department. There's so many people have been probing me and turning me and getting vitals. Sometimes it's a little bit confusing, to be totally honest with you. However, they're going to decide how they should deal with my treatment, because it has been confirmed that the cancer has come back, the lymphoma, and it's more aggressive. So I still consider myself a blessing and very fortunate for what I've been dealing with. It's just a point of aggressive chemo, general chemo, and allowing the mass in my chest, the mass in my stomach to shrink, be gotten rid of, bottom line. So that's what I'm dealing with. They let me come home for a couple of days. I got to go back on Friday to consult and prepare for treatment. So I'll know a lot better what I'm faced against. I've been in the hospital now for about 10 days. Started out Wednesday going to the emergency room. They couldn't do anything for me. They told me to come back. Friday and Saturday I was in intensive care. That they were going to do a procedure, but because of the newfound mass in my chest, they decided not to do it. Sent me home, told me to come back Tuesday, but instead of me coming back Tuesday, they asked me to come in on Monday. And I've been there for about a week. So it seems like I've been addressing this issue for some time now. Very grateful for my daughter. I spoke to my son, mom, sister, special people in my life. You know who you are. And coming to visit me, sending me texts, calling me when you can. But honestly, I'm just tired of explaining the whole story over and over again. So hopefully I'll get the slides from the procedures. I'll incorporate it in this documentary. And the important thing is not so much that it's happening to me. Of course, that is important, but the point is, people, we have to learn how to be more courageous when it comes to facing unfavorable consequences or situations in our lives. No one likes to go to the doctor. No one wants to hear cancer. No one wants to hear AIDS. No one wants to hear anything detrimental or that challenges our mortality. But it's a necessary evil, because if you have contracted something, that does not mean it has to be a death sentence. So I plead to you, if you're a man over 40 some odd years old, get the prostate exam. If you're a woman, get the mammogram. If they're general, if you haven't had a checkup in a long time, get checked up, and have them test for everything, because you never know what you're going to be diagnosed with, if anything. You never know how hard the road is going to be. And the sooner you can find something, the better your chances of getting over it. If you never go to the doctor, more than likely you're going to have a problem getting rid of it.
First of all, I want to ask you this. You wear many hats. How does that help with your process as far as having different mediums to communicate your ideas?
From a ground level, I think it helps because, you never know in the beginning where things are going to go or how you're going to get there necessarily, but I get the opportunity to do different things where it's always fresh, it's always interesting, and it helps because many times one thing is a segue into the other, and it supports the whole. It's like a piece of pie, or making a pie, for instance. Obviously you need dough, you need your fruit or whatever your filling is going to be,
and you obviously need a pan to put the pie and the ingredients in. So it supports each other. So I kind of like that process, And it also gives me an opportunity of being all that I can be and using all that is within me, and sometimes searching to find ways of making the seemingly unobtainable obtainable. So I like it.
I had 2 days of treatment, which is equivalent to one dosage. My daughter Cashel came from New York to see me, which I thought was so special.
It was.
They say I'm responding well to the first dosage, so I look forward to doing more of the same. Keep responding well to dosage. Hope my body just does what it needs to do, and I can get back to my normal daily activity, wrap up this documentary, and keep it moving. So, excuse me, until the next time, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye now.
Bye.
This is the day after being released from the hospital after 2 days of treatment, which is considered one dosage of chemo. I don't really know what much to say. I feel kind of crappy. Got a whole lot of mucus coming out of my head. I don't know if that's from the drugs and chemo and chlorine fluoride and all that, but I need to flush myself with lots of water, I think, and just try to clean my system out. I've been itching all over the place. I had this jaundice, and the eyes are clearer now, but at the same time, I don't know. It's just one step at a time. Again, this is a more aggressive attack on my body, so I have to be more faithful, more dedicated to reverse it, to fight it, to stay in contention for success. Yeah, that's about it. I know a lot of times people get caught up in things like if I don't do this or if I don't do that, this won't work or that won't work. I religiously been wearing my Live Strong bracelet, and then recently someone gave me a FU to cancer bracelet, which means face up to cancer. And it's so funny, I talked about that in an event I did recently, but it's just so wild. You never know how things are going to turn out. The event that I spoke at in regards to facing up to cancer was about ovarian cancer, and I came on strong about this and that, and I truly believe those things. But here I am myself, once again, faced with a task or faced with the reality, and I have to have the courage to face my mortality on how I deal with these things. I was home for about a week, and it was the worst recovery time I think I've ever experienced. I very nauseous, very up and down, and none of the medicine that I've taken has done anything for me, really. No true signs of relief. The itching medicine, because when you have jaundice, you itch a lot and you scratch a lot. I even read that some people have committed suicide because the symptoms are so unbearable. And I have scratched my body up, arms, legs, sides, buttocks, just itching, trying to get that relief from the itching. But you have to have faith that you'll get through, and you have to use your common sense, and you have to listen to that still voice that I was telling the people at the ovarian cancer about. You have to use that silent voice that resides within, because although it's your voice that you recognize, many times it can be God talking to you. So all the stereotypes and hang-ups about I gotta wear my bracelets and all that, it's good to show support, but don't make the thing that you hold on to, that you have in your hand, that you wear around your neck, the difference between you and your life. Your faith and your belief is the most important thing. So, again, this is about 1 week out of Georgetown University. Still got to get my slides. When I get the slides, I'd like to give you some pictures or share some pictures with you so you can see what the procedure was like, what I went through. I feel well enough to work on the project today, so I'm doing just that. For all those who have been prayerful, for all of those who have been prayerful, wishing me well, not knowing, still hoping that I'll be okay, I appreciate you to the fullest. All those who don't know what to say, what to think, or fall into that normal mode of gossip, it's okay. As being a human being to some degree, I'd rather have people think about me and talk about me to some regard than not at all. However, the more positive, the more appreciative. Okay.
Well, it's been a minute. I've gotten a lot better, thank God. Got some issues with my voice, but that will be addressed. Just want to take this time and opportunity to thank everyone that has sent cards, all the well-wishing, those that have been encouraging on the social profiles, in person, my family definitely, for supporting and nursing me back to health. Couldn't have done it without them. Pretty much I'll be able to get back up and do all the things I used to do, I guess, or be better at some things. Maybe it's an opportunity for me to have sorted wasteful activities and just focus on more of the positive activities. But either way, I am definitely grateful and going to get some more treatment. Right about now, we've got a few more to get. So once these are done, I should be completed. And once again, I definitely am grateful, and I appreciate everyone and everything that they've done. Everything. Literally.
I should teach you what ITT is upstairs. Charles Cary. Charles Cary is a man who has made a commitment to live life at the highest levels. And in spite of the challenges, he continues to forge forward with an attitude of excellence and an attitude of gratitude. This man can make an impact on your life. I highly recommend Charles Cary.
Leading to infusion, leading to Lombardi, and all the sections that engulf the treatment. Historic wall, people that have come here over the years. Here at Georgetown University in the infusion department, getting my one of my last treatments. Today and tomorrow will be the actual last days that I do get treatment, and it's a good thing because it means that I've attacked the issue, and they have attacked the issue on my behalf, and I'm getting better. My voice is a lot better than the first documented video that you've seen. And I'm very grateful, literally I am. I have acknowledged the staff here for all that they've done to help me. I think it's very important. It's a team effort. They have exemplified that. They have gone above and beyond in certain cases to comfort, encourage, and assure. And that's very important when you're dealing with a life-threatening situation. And they have done that. And I am definitely grateful for all that they have provided for me. After this, there should be, I believe, another
process where the stent is taking out, which was put in the very beginning, near my liver and pancreas. There was a stent put in to allow me to, rid the waste from my system, and that has already improved. I don't have the yellow eyes anymore. The jaundice is gone, so I'm no longer an official mutant. My mutant card has been taken away, but...
Hey, how you doing?
Hi, how are you?
I've been documenting the whole process of, Take care, everybody. Have a good day.
This is my last treatment today, so I will be getting bendamustine and let it get to my system, get out of here, and soon I'll be getting back to my life. Normal working, job and all that other good stuff, plus the extracurricular stuff, so I'm very grateful.
Okay.
Smile for the camera, Allison.
I was going to say, how about you? Have you seen any good movies lately? But you're making movies.
These ladies make it happen for us.
We do. Every day.
Allison's over there saying, yeah, sure you do. Don't forget her. Absolutely not. See you later.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Oh, we're on camera. Wow.
Scan you all and say bye and thanks for everything. Bye. Good luck. Me out.
Take care.
Trying to record you.
All right, thanks a lot.
All my Scorpio brother.
Yes.
There's the tape in
There she
there.
is, yes.
Okay, great.
These are all the people that made it happen. I'm doing fantastic.
These couple of sheets.
Well, today was my last treatment. For the past 6 months, I've been undergoing chemo, which was Rituxan and bendamustine. Because of the way cancer came back for me, I had to have a double dosage of chemotherapy, and twice a month I had to deal with that, the nausea and everything that goes with chemo. If you ever been with someone that has had cancer and had chemo, it's not a pretty picture. I saw the other two clips Courage Facing Mortality, parts 1 and part 2. I was in a really bad shape. My eyes were very yellow because of the jaundice. Itching was crazy. I was scratching all over. Well, all of that has subsided. The eyes are not yellow. I still have a stent in my body. But probably in a month or two, they may take the stent out. The itching has subsided, although it still kicks up sometime. It's not as severe, but it's very uncomfortable. I do have some soreness, sometimes tenderness inside of my head. And for those of you who don't know, I'm not bald because of the chemo. I just decided that I was going to cut my hair, and maybe this is the way I'll wear it from now on. I pretty much have gone through the rigors of dealing with this thing, It's quite uncomfortable, but again, I like to encourage everyone that's watching this to know that, there have been a lot of people that have taken care of me, different doctors, different types of doctors, nurses, technicians, all these different pieces make the whole possible. In fact, one of the doctors, Dr. Bruce Chesson, he is going to a conference in Chicago, and he's going to talk about my case because of how well he feels that I did. I'm just grateful that I have been a person, a subject that was responsive thus far. Hopefully everything will stabilize and I won't have to deal with this again, but that will call for me to be more considerate of myself. Things like diet, and I must be honest with you, I like to work out from time to time. I can go for a good big game of basketball anytime, but it's not my thing to work out on a regular basis. It's just not my thing. Playing tennis, playing basketball maybe, but on a regular basis, I'm not a regular workout type guy. So
if I'm not going to lift the weights. I've changed tremendously from the jaundice and the yellow eyes that I had to the itching and scratching all over my body. That's gone. I'm so grateful that things have turned around, you know. Out of work for 6 months at least, maybe more, I don't know. Going back soon. Have an opportunity to do all the things that I did, you know, all the things that I used to do. The support was really overwhelming and great from my workplace. Every time I had to go back to the job, people have it was just overbearing, overpowering, unbelievable how much support and love and well-wishing that was shared with me and on my behalf, and that was great. I mean, I got cards, money, you know, financial support, you know, just nice sayings in the cards. I mean, from the supervisors in the area that I worked in, the division that I worked in, and all across the entire company, you know, those that know of me have been supported. And then Facebook, you know, you must give Facebook some credit too, because people say bad things about Facebook. Maybe those things are true, but I know why I'm on Facebook. And because I'm on Facebook in the manner in which I am, I have got a lot of support on Facebook as well. And that is really encouraging and uplifting. So it's a tool that has served well on my behalf. I am just so thankful, really am thankful. You know, hopefully this journey is over. And I was going to say before that, you know, I don't really work out, and I probably should because of the health concerns. I like playing tennis. I like basketball every now and then, badminton, you know, some kind of cardiovascular exercises. But it's not something that I would do on a regular basis. And I know if I'm not going to pick up weights, I have to be careful about the weight that I pick up to my mouth, you know, the food that I eat. It's just like that, you know, so I want to stay healthy. I want to be able to live a long life, because there's things that I would really like to do that can benefit other people. It's nothing like doing what you love. They say that when you find a job you love, you never work a day in your life. Well, to replace my job or to supplement my lifestyle, doing the things that I love is all that I would ever ask, because that means the world to me. It's not so much about being driven by money. If it's my lifestyle completely, then of course I have to earn a good living. But it's something that I would do because I love doing it. I truly love people. I've been that way longer than I've realized. People are my greatest asset and my greatest liability, and I make no excuses about it. What else can I say? You know, I just thanked everybody. I really do. I thanked everyone for everything that they've done. You know, it's just amazing, truly amazing how you could be on the brink of death or possibly going in that direction without taking the right steps and to come back and quote unquote be a healthy person. So
on my way to see Dr. Cheston, do a follow-up to find out what my status is and get the end result.
okay, I'm in the doctor's office doing a follow-up. It's been a couple of months, so I'm back to work and doing the various things that I do. Dr. Chesson is going to let me know, hopefully, what the results were of the conference that he went in. I believe he was going to speak about my progress at a conference he went to in Chicago, so I'm going to ask him about that. And I'm looking for a good report, basically, and let him know what I've been doing, and, you know, just keep moving forward.
In fact, I've got one of my fellows writing this up, since we don't have anybody who has had the degree of liver failure that you had, who has been treated successfully, because the drugs that we usually use for your kind of lymphoma when you have that condition can't be used, as we talked about, in patients whose liver doesn't work, because the drugs are metabolized by the liver.
Right.
And you would have life-threatening toxicity if we did that, because the blood levels go up and they don't come down when the liver can't metabolize the drug. So we gave you a drug that's supposedly not metabolized by the liver and is effective. And lo and behold, you got a complete remission. And now it's lasted at least 2 months, and we expect it'll be a while longer. There was some discussion about what to do with you now.
Okay.
As you know, your low-grade or indolent lymphoma had transformed into a more aggressive kind of lymphoma.
Right.
A standard approach at this time would be to consider a stem cell transplant. And there was considerable discussion about that at the meeting. Should we refer you right to a transplant center to undergo that procedure, knocking you out then for another 6 months or so of your life? That was, there was strong support for that. I'm not sure I agree with it in total.
Okay.
You've done very well. There is no evidence that you're not going to do well for a while.
Okay.
So the decision is, do we listen to the majority and send you for a transplant now, recognizing it would take you out of work for 3, 4, 6 months at least, maybe longer, with some risks and expenses, or since you've done so remarkably well with these drugs, wait and see what happens. And at the first sign of recurrence, if that recurrence, if that happens in the next 6 to 12 months,
Right.
then salvage you with some other chemotherapy and send you for transplant. If you don't recur for 2, 3 years, which would be not bad, then we made the right decision and we'll treat you with what's best available therapy at that time. The pros and cons.
Right.
As I said, transplant now is a standard approach.
Okay.
People would send you that for transformed lymphoma. There are no randomized data of transplant versus no transplant in your situation.
And the thinking is, if I were to do the transplant, what would that
It would
accomplish?
hopefully prevent it from coming back.
Okay.
Now, what it would prevent from coming back is the aggressive part of that lymphoma. It won't prevent the follicular lymphoma, the indolent lymphoma, from coming back again. That'll come back at some time. So it's going to come back anyhow. But the bad kind of lymphoma is what the goal would be to prevent that.
Okay.
If you wait, the pros and cons, the pro is you go on with your life,
Right.
you recover.
Okay.
We have no idea how long this response is going to last. It could last months, it could last years.
Right.
And the downside is, if that consideration is wrong and it comes back quickly, it's not guaranteed that we can get you back into shape for a transplant.
So in other words, if it comes back aggressively, that's where there's a
problem.
clause. Okay. However, if it starts to come back and you're able to detect it
Early.
without a lot of issues, then we can go transplant. Okay. So how long or how often do I need to check in with you to let you see how I'm doing?
I probably want to see you every 2 months.
Okay. Okay.
And if anything strange happens,
Okay.
you get yourself in here sooner.
Right.
Because this thing could, it was building up in you for quite some time.
Yeah.
Months and months. But now we're not going to let that happen.
No.
So it's something, if you went to get another opinion someplace else, you went to Hopkins or you went someplace
Right.
else, I would suspect they'll recommend a transplant.
Just leaving the doctor's office, talk to me about transplant, talk to me about not doing anything at all. We went to this huge conference, and I'm sort of absorbing it. I'm just digesting everything that he shared and thinking about how I feel about it. I am excited because my state is considered recovered, remission, but at the same time, I'm wondering whatever. But I'm not gonna worry. I'm gonna pray on it and let it do what it do. If it's meant to be, it shall be. Got to do my work between now and then. Let it come to pass. Whatever it's meant to come to pass. A healthy person, so I'm not gonna make this long and draw it out. Just want to thank everybody, and I hope you have followed Courage, Facing Mortality, the video, and I hope you will enjoy the book, Courage, Facing Mortality, by none other than I, Sir Charles Cary. I think I have a story to tell about some of the difficulties of contracting cancer, not once but twice, overcoming substance abuse, divorce, a whole lot of topics that a lot of us can relate to, and even the creative side, even all the upswing sides. And in actuality, the negative is positive. Depends on how you look at it and how you channel it. It's all about the 6. All right. Thanks again. It does not have to be your story. It does not